Imagine a player whose mastery on the tennis court goes beyond technique, inspiring awe with every serve, volley, and elegant slice. That's Roger Federer, a name synonymous with grace, greatness, and tennis supremacy. For over 2 decades, Federer wasn't just winning titles. He was revolutionizing the sport. With 20 Grand Slam titles, Federer remains one of the most decorated and admired athletes, not just in tennis, but in all of sports history. His impact transcends the boundaries of tennis, creating a legacy defined by athletic brilliance, humility, and a relentless pursuit of perfection. But who is the man behind the records and championships? How did Roger Federer become not just a tennis player, but a global icon? Early life and love for tennis. Roger Federer was born on August 8, 1981, in Basel, Switzerland, to Swiss father Robert Federer and South African mother Lynette Federer. From an early age, Federer exhibited a natural affinity for sports, particularly tennis. His mother, who played the sport recreationally, introduced him to tennis when he was just a young boy. It didn't take long for those around him to notice his incredible talent. By the time Federer was 8, he had joined a local tennis club in Basel and was already competing in junior tournaments. His footwork, hand-eye coordination, and racket control made him stand out among his peers. However, it wasn't just raw talent that set Federer apart. It was his passion for the game. From his earliest days on the court, Federer exhibited an insatiable love for tennis, something that would fuel his rise to the pinnacle of the sport. Despite his early promise, Federer's journey wasn't without its challenges. He was known for his fiery temper and frustrations on the court during his teenage years, often throwing rackets and expressing his disappointment openly. Federer's ability to control his emotions would be one of the key factors in his later success. Early career and breakthrough. Federer's professional career began in 1998 when he made his debut on the ATP Tour. At just 16 years old, he was already making waves in the tennis world, catching the eye of seasoned professionals with his powerful strokes and smooth playing style. That same year, he won the Wimbledon boys singles title, showcasing his potential to become a force in the men's game. In 2001, Federer announced his arrival on the global stage in emphatic fashion when he defeated Pete Sampras in the 4th round of Wimbledon. Sampras, who was the reigning champion and widely regarded as one of the greatest grass-court players of all time, had won the Wimbledon title 7 times. Federer's victory was symbolic. It marked the end of one era and the beginning of another. Federer's first Grand Slam title came in 2003 when he won Wimbledon. At the age of 21, he dominated the tournament, losing only one set on his way to the final. In the final, Federer defeated Mark Philippoussis in straight sets, solidifying his status as one of the game's brightest stars. This victory would prove to be the first of many, as Federer would go on to dominate Wimbledon for the next decade. The dominant years, 2004 to 2007. The mid-2000s marked the peak of Federer's career. From 2004 to 2007, Federer was virtually unstoppable, winning 11 of the 16 Grand Slam tournaments held during that period. His consistency, combined with his versatility on different surfaces, made him a formidable opponent on any court. Federer's game was characterized by his fluid movement, precise shot-making, and an almost effortless grace that left both fans and opponents in awe. In 2004, Federer claimed 3 of the 4 Grand Slam titles, winning the Australian Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open. His victory at Wimbledon that year was particularly significant, as it marked the beginning of his dominance on grass. Federer would go on to win 5 consecutive Wimbledon titles from 2003 to 2007, a feat matched only by Bjorn Borg. During this period, Federer also developed his reputation as one of the most mentally tough players in the game. He had an uncanny ability to elevate his performance in the biggest moments, winning numerous 5-set matches and often coming from behind to secure victory. His rivalry with players like Andy Roddick, Lleyton Hewitt, and later Rafael Nadal pushed him to new heights and contributed to some of the most memorable matches in tennis history. The rivalry with Rafael Nadal. Federer's rivalry with Spain's Rafael Nadal is arguably one of the greatest in sports history. Their contrasting styles, Federer's finesse and Nadal's raw power, created a captivating dynamic that thrilled tennis fans for years. While Federer dominated on grass and hard courts, Nadal excelled on clay, and their head-to-head matches often decided Grand Slam titles. One of the most iconic moments of their rivalry came in the 2008 Wimbledon final, a match widely regarded as one of the greatest in tennis history. Nadal defeated Federer in a 5-set thriller that lasted nearly 5 hours and was interrupted multiple times by rain. The match, which Nadal won 9-7 in the final set, ended Federer's 5-year reign at Wimbledon and solidified Nadal's place as one of Federer's greatest challengers. Despite their intense on-court battles, Federer and Nadal maintained a deep mutual respect off the court. Their rivalry was defined not by animosity, but by admiration for each other's skills and sportsmanship. A test of resilience, 2008 to 2011. While Federer remained a dominant force, the years following 2007 saw new challenges. Nadal's rise, combined with the emergence of Novak, Djokovic, and Andy Murray, meant that Federer was no longer the sole ruler of men's tennis. Injuries also began to take a toll on Federer's body, and for the first time in years, he faced doubts about his ability to continue winning at the highest level. In 2008, Federer suffered a setback when he was diagnosed with mononucleosis, which impacted his performance throughout the season. He lost his Wimbledon crown to Nadal and faced early exits in several tournaments. However, Federer's resilience shone through once again. In 2009, he reclaimed his Wimbledon title, defeating Andy Roddick in a marathon final that ended 16-14 in the 5th set. The victory gave Federer his 15th Grand Slam title, breaking Pete Sampras' previous record of 14. Federer's career resurgence continued into 2010 when he won the Australian Open, defeating Murray in the final. This victory marked his 16th Grand Slam title and silenced any doubts about his ability to compete at the highest level. The later years and continued success. As Federer entered his 30s, many speculated that his best years were behind him. However, Federer continued to defy expectations. In 2017, at the age of 35, Federer won his 18th Grand Slam title at the Australian Open, defeating Nadal in a 5-set final that showcased the enduring greatness of both players. Later that year, he won Wimbledon for a record 8th time, further cementing his status as one of the greatest players of all time. Federer's ability to adapt his game, manage his schedule, and preserve his physical fitness allowed him to remain competitive even as younger players rose to prominence. His rivalry with Djokovic, in particular, produced several memorable matches, including the 2019 Wimbledon final, where Federer narrowly lost after having match points. Off the court, the philanthropist and family man. While Federer's on-court achievements are well documented, his contributions off the court are equally significant. In 2003, he founded the Roger Federer Foundation, which focuses on providing education and opportunities for underprivileged children in Africa and Switzerland. Through his foundation, Federer has impacted the lives of thousands of children, demonstrating that his legacy extends beyond tennis. Federer's personal life has also played a central role in shaping his character. He married former tennis player Mirka Vavranek in 2009, and the couple has 4 children, 2 sets of twins. Federer's family has been a constant presence throughout his career, and he often credits them for providing him with the balance and support needed to maintain his longevity in the sport. Legacy and retirement. Roger Federer officially retired in 2022, marking the end of an era in tennis. His retirement was met with an outpouring of tributes from fans, players, and celebrities worldwide. Federer's legacy is not just defined by his 20 Grand Slam titles, 103 ATP titles, and 310 weeks as world number 1, but by the way he played the game, with elegance, grace, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Federer's influence on tennis is immeasurable. He inspired a generation of players, revolutionized the sport's popularity, and left an indelible mark on the hearts of millions of fans. As Federer himself once said, "It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice." In both victory and defeat, Federer epitomized sportsmanship, humility, and class. A true champion in every sense of the word.